Okay, let's go ahead and do this thing. My name is Professor Cunningham. This is Mathematics 1, and in the course of this playlist, I'm going to try very hard to take you through every topic that you're going to need to know for Math 1, also known as IM1 for Integrated Math 1. Now, I've got a bit of an agenda, as you can see up there. First, we're going to do a quick overview of what I want to do with this class. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about Khan Academy and how this channel will link to Khan Academy. I do want to give a little bit of time on why I'm going with Integrated Math 1 as my chosen curriculum instead of the more traditional Algebra 1, which you normally see around 8th, 9th grade. And then I'm going to end with what you should do if you're watching my videos and you're doing the Khan Academy and you don't understand. You're having a hard time, you're struggling, what to do when that happens. Because it's going to happen. And that's the thing about math that I think is really important for everyone to know. In the classroom, we have this weird culture where it seems like, especially with math, you have to have the answer right away. And that's just not the way that learning works. So it's okay to struggle, it's okay to ask questions, and in fact, every single one of these videos, I will try very hard to check the comments, so long as I don't get flooded, and respond to questions as they come up. Because you know what? If you have the guts to ask a question, I guarantee you there will be a lot of other people in class who had the same question but didn't have the courage to voice it. All right, we're going to start with a quick course overview and what I am hoping to accomplish with this channel. At its most basic, this course is intended to be a supplement for teachers and parents who are struggling with distance learning right now. Make no mistake, there is no real replacement for in-person instruction, but for a lot of folks, that's just not an option right now. And I want to make sure that there is an accessible resource for students and parents and teachers to kind of put everyone on as even a playing field as possible. Now, as for what curriculum I intend to teach and what order I'm going to teach it in, I'm going to go ahead and follow along vaguely with Khan Academy's curriculum. Let me switch over to Chrome here. Okay, Mathematics 1, Khan Academy. This is going to be the general outline of this course. I'm going to start out with a few videos kind of reviewing stuff that you theoretically should have learned in 7th or 8th grade, things like fractions and multiplication and decimals and all of that stuff that I know that some students are really uncomfortable with coming into algebra. And once I've gotten that review out of the way, I'm going to jump straight into the algebra foundations right here on Khan Academy. Every one of my videos, not every one of my videos, but most of my videos will have a link to Khan Academy exercises and other information in the description of the video. That way, if you're following along with me, and you're following along with Khan Academy, now you've got two different voices teaching you this math, and more voices is always better. So once we hit Algebra Foundations, we're going to talk about equations and inequalities, we're going to talk about units, graphs, all sorts of stuff. But let's not worry too much about this right now, okay? We're going to take this one step at a time, because the thing about math, and I'm going to switch back over to my whiteboard here, the thing about math is that math is a foundational skill. It's a skill that it doesn't really help to look really far ahead at the things we're going to do in 4 months, because the things we're going to do in 4 months are going to depend upon the things we learn in the meantime. I'm going to try really hard to show every step of the way that every idea is logically connected to the ideas before it and other ideas that you already know. That's going to be my big goal here, is to try to connect math not only to real life things that you care about, but also to the knowledge that you already possess. It's a lot easier to see math as a series of very tiny steps than to look at it as this one giant monolith that somehow exists outside of reality. Math doesn't exist outside reality. Math is in everything we do, everything we see, everything we experience. If there's something you enjoy, there's a math for that. And that's what I hope to get across to you in this course. Okay, so we talked about the Khan Academy exercises, so let's highlight that. Math 1 instead of algebra. So when I was a student, it was Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, pre-calculus calculus, right? And some schools, a lot of schools are still doing it that way. But in my area, and I live in California, in all the schools that I've been going to and talking with and working for, there is a very large push to move away from traditional algebra, geometry, algebra, pre-calculus, and into a more integrated Math 1, Math 2, and Math 3. The standards are basically the same. Both are dealing with Common Core standards. The only difference is, instead of having all the geometry in one place and two big stacks of algebra, and kind of forgetting about probability entirely, integrated math does exactly that. It takes algebra and geometry and it shows that they're actually the same thing. They're two sides of the same coin. They're not two separate disciplines. I happen to prefer the integrated approach. However, I do plan, once I get most of these videos done, I do plan on doing a separate playlist with Algebra 1, which will have many of the same videos, but reordered to work with an Algebra 1 curriculum rather than an integrated math curriculum. Either way, the basic kinds of math that we're going to be learning are the sorts of things that you would expect to see in an 8th or 9th or maybe 10th grade class. Okay, so we talked about Math 1. Finally, what to do when you don't understand. And this is really important, and this is kind of a big deal in real life as well as math class. In fact, just getting this video set up and getting this video going for you right now has been an exercise in frustration and education for me. There are a lot of times when I had something to do that I didn't understand, and I had to learn new things in order to be able to make this very video that you are watching right now. So it's going to happen a lot that you're not going to understand, or you're going to struggle, or you're going to have a hard time, and that's okay. It's natural, it's normal. The question is what to do when you are confused, when you don't understand. How do you reach out? How do you formulate questions? And that's something I'm going to be talking about a lot through the whole course of this video series, the whole course of the video series. So the first thing that you can do when you don't understand is click on those Khan Academy links, okay? At the end of each one of my videos, there will be 2 videos that pop up that are my personal recommendations for what to watch next. These are not YouTube algorithm created suggestions. These are suggestions that I have handpicked as maybe alternate ways of explaining what I'm explaining, so that maybe you can understand it better. So that's the first place to go, is the recommended videos. The second place is to try the Khan Academy exercises. The nice thing about Khan Academy is if you don't understand a problem, you can always click, there's a big hint button at the bottom of every problem, and it will take you step by step on how to go through the problems. You won't get points for those problems, but who cares about points? We're not in an actual class right now. You are free to move at your own pace. That's the whole nice thing about having this pre-made video setup. So the Khan Academy exercises have hints that you can click on, and when you go down those hints, they will start with sort of vague hints, and they'll get more and more specific. So you can look at the first hint and think, okay, is that enough for me to figure this out? And if not, by the end, it'll just give you the answer, and then for the next problem, you've got that knowledge. The other thing about Khan Academy, there's a comment section under each video that already has hundreds and hundreds of questions and answers from people who have watched those videos and done those exercises before you. But if all of that doesn't work, you can always come to my comment section. You can always come to my comment section and ask a question, and I will do my absolute best to answer as many of them as I can. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to give you a general overview of what to expect going forward from here. My next 2 or 3 videos are going to be review of essentially middle school math. We're going to talk about addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and we're going to talk about integers, positive and negative. We're going to talk about fractions and decimals and percents. So that's going to be the next 2 or 3 videos, and then we'll jump into the Khan Academy curriculum. So I hope to see you then, and I hope you'll see me then. Thanks very much for watching this to the end. That's really important for a new YouTuber. And please do share these videos around with any educators or parents or students who are struggling with math. I would love to be helpful to those people. Until next time, stay safe, stay inside, wear a mask, take care of yourselves.